Alright ladies, there's only one reason a man won't fully commit to you. Just one. And your mind is probably going to start going in 100 different directions. Maybe he's emotionally unavailable. Maybe I'm not attractive enough. But I want to simplify this for you in a way that brings clarity instead of confusion. The only reason a man doesn't fully commit to you is because he's not sure that you represent the best future for him. That's it, okay? Think about it logically. If a man believed that being in a monogamous relationship with you would elevate his life emotionally, mentally, spiritually, he wouldn't hesitate. He wouldn't need 6 months. He wouldn't need space. He wouldn't need to figure himself out. People never overthink what feels right. They only overthink what they are unsure of. So when he's hesitant, when he's inconsistent, it's not that he doesn't like you or find you attractive. It's that he's weighing the value of commitment versus the value of staying uncommitted. And if the value is not clear enough to him, then he doesn't take the next step. My name is Ismael Gomez and I coach women like you to understand relationship dynamics and male behavior. And in this video, we're going to break down the deeper psychology of why a man holds back and how to respond from a place of confidence and not desperation. Okay, so let's begin. Number 1, mixed signals. If you're confused about a man's behavior, if he's giving you mixed signals, all you need to do is forget his words and look at his actions. And I know that you've heard that 1,000 times, but let me explain the essence behind it. Saying I like you, I enjoy being around you requires no investment from me. But taking an action to show that I care, that costs time, energy, and intention. And this is something to always remember, and that is that people usually use words when they want to get something from you, and they take action when they want to give something to you. So always choose the givers. Now let's take a perfect example from my mixed signals guide, and pay close attention because many of you have gone through this, or you might be going through it right now, and that is when a man says, let's see where this goes. Or even if he doesn't say it out loud, that is the energy that you feel from him. So if he tells you this or something similar to this, what he really means is that I just want to have fun with you for now. I'm not sure that I'll ever change my mind about that, but I hope this answer makes you stop putting pressure on me. So again, he likes you, he enjoys spending time with you, but he's not committing because in the back of his mind, he doesn't see what he would gain from committing. And quite often that happens because he's taking you for granted. Men will always subconsciously test you to see if you're willing to accept breadcrumbs. Let's see where this goes. Maybe we can just be friends. And then one of those days you meet again and he suddenly says, yes, we're friends, but we can also keep being intimate, and you can keep doing nice things for me. And again, what his mind is thinking is, we're not in a relationship, but I still like the validation and the benefits. So if you continue giving him all of that without a real commitment, you've fallen deep into the taken for granted territory. And for those of you ladies that are single or currently dating, if you want to see 19 more examples of mixed signals and the true meaning behind men's words, you can download my free guide, Mixed Signals Translated, is the top link in the description below. Number 2, upgrade or sacrifice. A man will only commit to you when the future he sees with you feels like an upgrade and not a limitation. If commitment feels like a significant sacrifice, he will hesitate every single time. And this explains everything about why he is inconsistent, why he gives you just enough effort to keep you around, but never enough to move the relationship forward. If he looks at commitment and feels like he's giving up something, his freedom, his identity, his independence, his mind is going to go into self-protection mode. Not because he doesn't like you, but because the cost feels higher than the reward. And this is what most women misunderstand. A man can like you, be attracted to you, and still not see commitment as a win for his future. I mean, think about it. If staying single doesn't cost him anything, if staying casual still gives him access to you, if the almost relationship always benefits him, why would he change anything? The confusion is always going to serve him, not you. But a woman who's centered, grounded, connected to her friendships and passions, she walks away when she's in a one-sided relationship. She becomes the kind of woman that a man doesn't want to risk losing. So being with you becomes a privilege and not a default. Like I always tell you, my motto in life is all or nothing. When you carry that mindset into everything that you do, a man who meets you is only left with 2 choices: all or nothing, and then you let him choose. But if you give him multiple choices, all, nothing, maybe friends, strangers with benefits, let's see where this goes, then he's just gonna take whatever is easiest, and he's going to leave you confused, overthinking, and emotionally drained. And final number 3, you're not his favorite type. This last one is a truth that most of you ladies don't like to face, but once you accept it, everything becomes simpler. Again, a man can like you and still not choose you long term simply because you're not his favorite type. And this has nothing to do with your value as a woman. It has everything to do with the kind of woman that his history, his culture, his psychology, and his emotional blueprint naturally pull him toward. And let me give you a personal example. So I'm Cuban American, right? And when I was single, I dated women from all kinds of backgrounds, European, American, Latinas, and I had great chemistry, deep conversations, real connection with many of them. But deep down, I always knew that the type of woman that I wanted to build a life with was a Cuban woman. A woman who reflected the energy, the humor, the warmth, the rhythm, and values that I grew up around. And the moment that I met her, everything clicked effortlessly. And not because the other women were not good enough, but because she was the type that felt like home to me. So when you're dating a man, understand what his favorite type is, not to become it, but to see if you already are the woman that he's inclined to choose. Because if you don't, the moment a woman appears who fits his internal preference, he's going to choose her without hesitation. Not out of cruelty, not because you failed, but because alignment is louder than effort. And this is where so many of you get trapped emotionally. You feel the spark, you feel the chemistry, you feel the potential, but in your bones you also feel the subtle mismatch that you're not completely his type. Maybe it's culture, values, maturity, physical traits, or emotional language, but what happens many times is that instead of honoring that knowing, you start trying to adjust yourself. And then you come to me for coaching and you ask me, how do I become his type, Ismael? How do I change his preference? But you cannot become a man's favorite type. You either are or you aren't. And forcing yourself into a shape that is not authentically you only disconnects you from the exact qualities that the right man will fall in love instantly. Again, the right man doesn't need you to transform. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't see where this goes. He chooses you with clarity. Alright ladies, that is all for today. And to quickly recap, here are the 3 points from this video. First, we got mixed signals. When a man confuses you, learn to decode his words and actions. And you can get my free guide in the pinned comments to help with that. Second is, commitment must feel like an upgrade and not a sacrifice. If staying uncommitted cost him nothing, he's always going to stay in the gray zone with you. And third one, you may not be his favorite type. And that is not a reflection of your value, it's simply alignment. Anyways, thank you for subscribing to my channel, and remember that for your relationships to change, you need to change, okay? Have a beautiful day.